Minecraft has a ton of real-life animals, but most of them are useless and boring. Like, what am I supposed to do with a bat? It's literally pointless. But what if we went 100 million years back in time, when dinosaurs ruled the world? Because today I installed new mods that bring countless unique dinosaurs to the game, some of which are tiny and harmless, while others will always hunt you down in cold blood. So to appreciate all of these dinosaurs, I'll build a huge zoo for every single dinosaur and give them each a custom enclosure that fits their actual natural habitat. First we'll start by building the walls of our zoo with cobbled deep slate bricks and deep slate tiles. Then using some stone and andesite, I'll create the enclosures and the floor. Lastly, I'll mark out the enclosures with some slabs. And the zoo is complete. So let's start collecting the dinosaurs. The first one being the Ankylosaurus, which is a literal tank among dinosaurs because every part of his body is covered by bony plates, which are extremely resistant to sharp objects. This absolute unit lived in the North America region in plains and forests, so I guess we should look for it in the plains biome. Oh, there it is! The Ankylosaurus. Aww, look at it! But its body looks insane. It's literally wearing armor. This tail looks absolutely terrifying. But what happens when I hit it? Oh my... Look, it's swinging its tail. But I don't think it's working. Maybe I should test the attack on another dinosaur. Oh, there we go. Come with me, buddy. Now let's see. Oh, look at it! They're attacking each other. Yo! It's swinging its tail. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Okay. Yo! So the Ankylosaurus has won, so I think its tail is insanely strong. Now we can also craft something called the Dinopedia, and if we click on a dinosaur with it, we get all the useful information about this specific dino. We can see its age, health, hunger, as well as every food it can eat. Now because the dinosaurs will get insanely big later in the video, it's gonna be literally impossible to put a lead on them. That's why I installed a mod called the Mob Catcher, which lets us easily capture any mob in the game. So let's craft it with some diamonds. Yoink! And let's bring the Ankylosaurus to our zoo. I'll name it Ankylos, and for its enclosure I'll add a spruce tree as well as some flowers and vegetation. Lastly, I'll give it some plants added specifically in this mod that actually existed in prehistoric times. Up next is the Parasaurolophus, most famously known for the huge horn on its head. There are a lot of theories as to what it actually does, but it most likely was a sign of recognition between members of herds, or it could have been an instrument that produced loud sounds to alert the herd to danger. It lived in the same region and era as the Ankylosaurus. Oh, I see it. What's up, dudes? Yo, they look so good. And from what I see, they have different colored horns, because this one is male and this one is probably the female. Yeah, and this huge horn is actually called a crest. Oh, do you hear this? Oh, no way. That's the sound they're probably making. And it's almost nighttime, so we're gonna see soon how they sleep. Yo, that's so cool. They have a whole sleeping animation. That's so nice. Also, a fun fact about these guys is that they can stand either on 2 or 4 legs. I'm sorry I have to do this, but I just wanna see how they attack. Oh my... Okay, that's kinda strong. Dude, I'm actually gonna die. Are you good now? Come with me, and I'll decorate its enclosure with tall and short plants, which it can both reach, since it can stand either on 4 or 2 legs. The third dino on our list is a Brachiosaurus, which is one of the most adorable dinosaurs that ever lived. Because it's pretty small compared to the giants they lived with, like the Allosaurus, it had to be fast and agile in order to avoid all the predators. The Brachiosaurus lived in forests, near rivers and floodplains, which gives us a clue as to where to find it. Mr. Brachiosaurus. There it is! Hello, little guy. Oh, look, there are more. So, what do you guys do? Can you attack? Oh, never mind. They just run away. Oh, never mind. This one tries to attack me? Yo, that's kinda cool. The one that I hit actually started running away, but its friend tries to attack me instead? I mean, he does barely any damage. Okay, so what happens if I hit this dinosaur? Oh, then this one attacks me. That's interesting. Okay, what if I bring all of these dinos and I hit only one of them? Then both of them attack me. So the rest of the herd actually protects this one dinosaur. And welcome to your enclosure trial, which I'll fill with tall grass for him to hide in, as well as a small river with some floating lily pads. Now time to find our first ocean dinosaur, which is the Mosasaurus. This absolute giant of a sea predator has huge teeth, which helped it eat both marine reptiles and various fishes in the ocean. Alright, ocean spotted. Oh, no way. I think that is the Mosasaurus. Let's see what this guy can do. I think it's hunting the squid. Yo, that guy just got one shot. Also, a fun fact about the Mosasaurus is that it has really poor eyesight. Because of that, he likes to hunt and live more on the surface of the ocean, where there's more light and less pressure. But the question is, are you friendly? Oh my... What's going on? No. What? Go, 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 go. What was that? I think it held me in its jaws and almost two-tapped me. Okay, this dino is insanely strong. Time to fill its enclosure with water. Then we'll use some kelp to make all the water source blocks. I'll add a bit of sand at the bottom as well as a couple rocks. Now putting actual fish here would not end well, so I'll just build them like this. Since the Mosasaurus likes to come up to the surface, I'll place blocks of soul sand right here, which will allow it to quickly do just that. And we'll name you Mozza Lisa. So far we've only trapped the big dinosaurs, but now let's look for one of the smallest dinos in today's video, the Confuciusornis, which is actually a really well documented creature. Using the fossils of its wings, we can know its actual size and color, and as it turns out, it's pretty similar to our modern day birds. This dinosaur lived in damp forests and swamps in East Asia, so we need to look for a swamp biome. Oh, that looks like something. Finding this guy will not be easy, since he's pretty small, and by small I mean 0.1 blocks tall. Wait, what? Why is there a singular chest here? Is this part of the mod or something? Oh, it's the subscribe button. That's right, you should subscribe. Literally only 2% of you guys watching this video are subscribed. If all these dinos were my audience, only one of them would be subscribed. That's crazy. My dream is to reach 50,000 subscribers and I can't do it without your help. So hit that sub button. Okay, back to the video. Did you hear that? That must be the Confuciusornis. There they are! These guys are so tiny. Stop escaping. Come on. Ah, that was so close. And it's gone. I have no idea where it went. No way! Yoink, you're mine. Let's see what you look like. Wow, this guy is so tiny. It's almost like 2 pixels tall. But wow, look at its colorful tail. Or whatever that is. Okay, but what happens if I attack him? Nothing. Yeah, this poor guy is harmless. First we'll cover the roof with glass, so this little guy won't just fly out. Using some mangrove and mud blocks, I'll recreate its swamp habitat, as well as add some of these corn dog looking plants that are always near lakes or ponds. Alright Confucius, I hope you enjoy your enclosure. And while we're at the bird-like dinosaurs, let's also get the Kalenken. Oh, that looks promising. Hello goat. Have you seen a Kalenken around these parts? I don't think it has. Oh, I think that's it. Its beak is massive. What? I'm actually so scared to touch this dino. Well, here goes nothing. Oh no, dude. No, 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 no. Oh my. Dude, how do I keep dying? The way they sit is so funny. Buddy, I don't think that's comfortable. Now let's see what this dinosaur can do to a bunny. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's chancing it. And it's dead. Literally in one hit. Up next is the Pteranodon. Its species wingspan could reach nearly 20 feet, which was crucial for hunting fish in the region that is now the central United States, much of which was underwater at the time. Now we're looking for an ocean, specifically the ocean coast. Oh, here we are. Let's look along the coast. Nothing. Oh, there we go. Look at its short legs. Okay, now how do I make you fly? Oh, never mind. I think it's taking off. Come on, come on, come on. Yo, let's go. Wow, look at those wings. They're huge. The sun is setting, so the Pteranodon will probably go to sleep very soon. It literally lays like a pancake with its wings folded. Now, as I said before, the Pteranodon hunted for fish. Okay, let's see. Just after it wakes up, I'll give it the fish. Yes, it worked. Alright, watch this. And... bam, nice. To make Terra feel at home, I'll build a small beach with some fish and a colorful beach umbrella, where it can just sit and chill out. Speaking of famous dinosaurs, let's capture the Dimetrodon with its characteristic sail on its back. Scientists have lots of theories about its function, like for example changing its temperature, but the truth is we have no idea. The Dimetrodon lived in the red beds of Texas, which leads us to the Mesa biome. No way, that's a volcanic biome. That's so cool. Honestly, I don't think any dinosaur would actually want to live here. And that's the volcano, I think. This is just full of lava. That's insane. Whoa, the water is polluted. And there's the Dimetrodon. Oh, never mind. There's 4 of them. Oh my. No, 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 no. There's no way I'm losing another totem again. Bro, I wanna appreciate every dinosaur and this guy just does not like me. Since this dino does not want to leave me alone, I'm just gonna use my free cam to show the dinosaur. Wow, that is one vibrant sail. And it's so well detailed. I don't know why, but the dinos always find some weird spot to sleep. And yoink. Now let's also collect some materials from this biome, which I'll use to decorate its enclosure. Lastly, I'll place dead bushes all over the place. And your name will be Subway, because Dimetrodon also contains the word metro. So far, we only have one small dinosaur in our zoo, but that's about to change, because I want to capture the Ornitholestes. This little guy was originally thought to have hunted Jurassic birds, hence its name, bird robber, but it's pretty unlikely. Its fossils show that it had huge eyes, which means that it may have been nocturnal. So while all the big dinosaurs ruled during the day, Ornitholestes would come out at night to hunt for food. That's pretty smart if you ask me. Now, its fossils were found in a rock that appeared near rivers in mountain valleys, so that's where I'm gonna look. Ornitholestes... Oh, Well, that was easy. Dude, I just came here and they're already aggressive. Maybe this one is more chill, but that's a very pretty looking dinosaur. Bro, I swear all these dinos have such cool sitting poses, and its tail's length is like twice the length of its body. Now, Ornitholestes literally means bird robber. So let's see if it attacks any chickens. Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, I guess it's pretty strong for its size. This guy is just contemplating life. Despite it being really small, I'm still gonna build it a cool enclosure with 2 mountains and a river between them, as well as some food for this dino, so it will never be hungry again. Now that Ornitholestes is safely settled into the zoo, it's time to switch gears from small and sneaky to big and spiky, because now I want to get one of the most iconic dinosaurs, the Stegosaurus. This monster of a dino has 2 sets of plates and spines that act as armor on its back. Besides that, it wields an extremely spiky tail, which can literally be swung at enemies, dealing a lot of damage. And these guys are most commonly found in savanna biomes. Finally. Dude, this savanna is so small. I guess we have to go further. Okay, that looks like a big one. Where could they be? No way! The Stegosaurus. Oh, and they're sleeping. And this one even lays on its side. Oh, never mind. These plates are huge. And look at its tail. We need to check how it works. Okay. Oh my, oh, it does hit me with its tail. It was just so fast I did not notice. And while we're already here, let's get the materials for its enclosure, like some acacia wood and leaves, and I'll decorate it with a big tree, along with some bushes and sand. With Stegosaurus locked into its enclosure and those massive plates on full display, I want to go for something completely different next. It's time to look for a prehistoric terror bird, the Gastornis. But in comparison with the first terror bird we captured, the Kelenken, this one is only a threat to plants. The Gastornis likely originated from England, and as we all know, England is rainy and grey all the time, so let's look for the greyest biome there is. And this is a pretty grey biome if you ask me, but I think this one is too small for a Gastornis to spawn, so let's find a bigger one. Oh my god, why are there so many red flowers? What? Dude, I've never seen anything like this. That's pretty creepy. Finally, dude. Wait, no way! That's the Gastornis, finally. You guys kind of look like ducks, but more scary. Oh, look at them eat. That's such a cool animation. Okay, let's see how strong you are. It's literally faster than a sprinting player, which is very impressive. Yo, you good, bro? Does it think my head is a coconut or something? It's able to deal like 1 tick of damage and that's it. Now I do have a spare Kelenken in my inventory, so let's see which bird is gonna win this battle. Oh, let's see. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Okay, it's attacking too. Let's see who's gonna win. The Gastornis has a bit more advantage. Never mind. Yeah, the Kelenken has way more strength. And bam. And for its enclosure, I'll use a wide variety of grey blocks. I'm sorry, Gaston, but it's not my fault you decided to live in a completely grey habitat. And to keep the momentum, let's move on to one of the fastest and smartest dinosaurs on this list, the Velociraptor, which got insanely popular in the movies and TV as a big scary dino, but in reality it's actually pretty small, with its height being about 5 feet, and we can actually find it in desert biomes. Yes, that's the desert. I mean, it is kind of small, but I hope there is at least one Velociraptor here. Mr. Velociraptor. No way! I think that's the Velociraptor. Yeah, it is. Now this is probably the coolest dinosaur in this video so far. As you can see, it has feathered arms, which were mainly used to increase the speed while running uphill and also maintaining balance. As you can see, it has really big claws, because the Velociraptor can actually climb on trees. Look at this big wall. Come on, climb it. You got this. Can you climb walls, please? We're so close. Oh, he did! He did climb the block. Look at it. Oh, he did it! Okay, this is the coolest dinosaur we've seen so far. But what is even cooler about it is the way it attacks. And it's pretty strong, so I'm gonna have to put my chest plate on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, he's jumping at me. Yo, what was that? Come on, you got this, you got this. Okay, he's on my head, and now what we do is we just punch it repeatedly until it lets go. Okay, let's see if when I walk up to a cactus... Oh, it works! That's so... Oh no. Dude, why did I do that? There is another one, thank god. Oh my. And I'll take you with me. Now let's collect some sand, sandstone and dead bushes. To make our little guy feel at home, I'll build some sand dunes with a couple rocks, bushes and plants. And we'll name you Speedy. After surviving that Velociraptor encounter, I think we've earned a slightly calmer dinosaur. Up next is the city patty. This bird was thought to be a little egg thief for a really long time, but in reality it was just a really good parent for its own eggs. City patty lived in Mongolian deserts, which brings us to the red desert biome. Let's go. Wait, what? Is that the dino? How did you get up there? What's up, buddy? Oh, are you friendly? Nope, you're not. Wow, look at its neck, it's so colorful. Once again, the sleeping animation takes the cake. This looks so cute. Now apparently when the city patty gets hungry, it will start browsing the ground for some plants and flowers. Look, it's eating the grass, and its hunger is back to full. So I guess that eating animation actually does something. Just like for the Velociraptor, I'll build a small desert biome in its enclosure and add some cacti all over the place. But I don't want the city patty to get hurt, so I'll replace them with some green glazed terracotta. And that's 13 dinosaurs captured in our zoo. It's honestly coming together pretty nicely, but we only have one ocean dinosaur so far. So now let's find the Plesiosaurus. This dino has a small head mounted on a long neck and 4 fins. If this sounds familiar, then it should, because the famous Loch Ness monster has very similar features. Unfortunately, the Plesiosaurus became extinct 100 million years ago, so there's no way it survived to our times. But to see if it actually looks like the Loch Ness monster, let's look for it in deep warm oceans. Yo, a coral reef and a mushroom island. There must be a Plesiosaurus somewhere around here. Yes, there it is. It does have a really long neck. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. It's nighttime. I think it's sleeping. Okay, let's just quickly skip the night. The sun is up. Wake up. It just floats. Oh, yes, it woke up. I just had to bring it on land. Look at it. It's hunting the pufferfish. Wow, look at those teeth. He's eating every fish he finds. Honestly, he looks pretty similar to the Loch Ness monster. Using my silk touch shovel, I'll get some of these coral blocks, Seebeq, and kelp, which I'll use to fully decorate the enclosure for the Plesiosaurus. And welcome Nessie to our zoo. Since we're already working with smaller dinos, let's go even tinier and try to capture the Compsognathus. These fossils are so well preserved that we even know its full diet, which is really rare among dinosaurs. It lived in the tropical archipelago that is now Europe, so our best guess is probably the jungle biome. Oh, there we go. Oh my, there's more of them. That's a huge group. What? And they're all sleeping right now during the daytime, which means they're probably nocturnal. Yes, they are. Dude, this is adorable. Alright, it's almost nighttime, so let's see what these guys can do. Are you guys friendly? Oh, never mind. Yo, it jumps on me. It's so easy to dodge. Yeah, they are pretty much harmless. No! What was that? 4 of them died. That's so sad. Well, I guess you're the only one I'm taking with me. Oh, look, a wandering trader. Oh no, I think he's gone. Where did he go? I'll name you Compy and put you in your enclosure, which is a recreation of the jungle biome. And it's one of the smallest dinosaurs we've captured so far. So let's balance things out by going after a massive horned giant, the Triceratops. Its iconic frill and horns actually grew with age. People always think they served as weapons, but they were probably used as protection because the Triceratops is a herbivore, meaning it only eats plants. So attacking other dinos wouldn't make sense. And we can find it in normal forests. Mr. Triceratops. Oh, that went quick. What's up, buddy? Bro, I think you're too heavy to stand on trees. I can't even push it off. Okay, finally. Oh, I'm sorry. No, no, no. Oh, dude, I meant to break the leaf. I almost just died. Now, apparently the Triceratops can also break blocks. So let's test this out. Okay, go, 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 go. Oh my, I'm hiding. Yo, he just destroyed the whole tree. Let me quickly capture it while I can. Nice. For its enclosure, I'll place a small tree in the corner, as well as some flowers. And I know it doesn't use its horns for attacking, but I'll still build a small boxing bag for when it gets bored. Your name will be Elephant, because this kinda looks like an elephant's face from up close. We're halfway done with our dinosaur zoo. I'm gonna cover the next enclosure with glass, because we're gonna be looking for another flying dino, the Dimetrodon, which inhabited coastal cliffs and forests. That looks promising. Nope, this cliff is empty, but maybe that one? Yes, there they are. Look at it. Wow, it flies so smoothly. And this one is hunting the poor bunny. And it even matches the color of the snow. From what I've read, these guys are actually pretty good climbers. Yeah, that's true, they do climb on blocks. Since this guy likes water, I'll build a small beach with a mountain as well as a diving board, which he can use to jump into the water whenever he wants. Let's now head back to land for one of the strangest dinosaurs in this video, the Tyrannosaurus. This absolute unit of a dino has incredibly long claws, which it used to reach tall branches and leaves. Tyrannosaurus lived in the Minecraft equivalent of the wooded badlands biome. Yes, I see the trees, finally. And that's the Tyrannosaurus. This dino looks so weird. It kinda looks like a mix of every single dinosaur I've seen so far. But the main attraction here is probably those extremely long claws. Oh, it's using them to eat something from the trees. Okay, let's see how strong you are, buddy. Alright, okay, 2.5 hearts of damage in full netherite armor, but it sleeps like a gentleman with its extremely scary arms folded. I'll quickly recreate its natural habitat as its enclosure and place a stonecutter with a grindstone, which it can use to sharpen its really long claws. And that's the Tyrannosaurus trapped. To mix things up again, let's go back to the ocean to find an Ichthyosaurus, which actually has a lot of similarities to the modern dolphin. Additionally, its eyes are really big, which allows it to hunt fish even deep underwater, where there's close to no light. That's a Mosasaurus. Stegosaurus, but I'm not coming near you ever again. I almost lost my hardcore world because of you. Is that it? Yeah, that's the Ichthyosaurus. I thought that was a normal dolphin at first. Yo, look at this. All of them are just floating in the water while they're sleeping. Oh, look, this one is more gray than the others because I think this one is female. Yes, the rest of them is male, I think. Yeah, they are. First we'll fill the enclosure with water, add some rocks, Seebeq, as well as soul sand and a magma block which it can use to quickly go up or down. Lastly, I'll build a little bed for the Ichthyosaurus and we'll name you Theo. Next up is one of the fastest dinosaurs ever, the Gallimimus. This dino looks very much like an ostrich and moves like one too. His long limbs and very strong bones helped it run really fast. Gallimimus originated from floodplains, rivers and lakes. That narrows it down to the swamp biome. Okay, never mind, this biome is way too small. Okay, what is my luck? Two insanely small swamp biomes. There is just no way. Finally a normal sized swamp biome. This took way too long. Yo, what's happening over there? Wow, look at those big birds. Holy, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They just spawn in groups, I guess. And this one is different than all the others. Yeah, that's the female one. This one is the male Gallimimus. That is one giant tail. Its head kinda reminds me of the Borzoi dog breed because they also have this really long nose. Now I wanna test out their attack damage. So let me just put my chest plate on and eat a golden apple because this will get intense. Here we go. I missed. Here we go. Go, 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 go. What's going on? They're all just after me. They do basically nothing. But they do be pretty fast, that's for sure. Alright, now let me find some flat ground because I wanna test out their speed. It's not chasing me? Oh, maybe they act different when they're not in groups. Now they're chasing me. They are way more aggressive in groups. But I only have space for one of you in my zoo, so I'm sorry. For this speedy dino, I'll recreate the swamp biome and add a treadmill in the corner, which it can use to practice its running technique. But speed alone is not enough, because the next dinosaur on our list is an absolute monster. The Spinosaurus. With its 5 feet tall sail and 3 feet long jaws, it's quite possibly the biggest meat-eating dinosaur that lived on land. And just like the Gallimimus, it lived in swamp biomes. Yo, this swamp is huge. Oh, hello, Mr. Gallimimus. But you guys are not what I'm looking for, unfortunately. On a side note, look at this beautiful village on this huge mountain. And there's just a random shipwreck in a lake. Alright, I've been looking around this swamp for like 15 minutes now, and this Spinosaurus is nowhere to be found. Alright, we have another one. Yes, there he is. Wow, this guy is huge. Yo, he's swimming. Scientists still don't know the purpose of this huge sail, but it was probably used for display or for regulating its temperature. Now, this is the first time I'm actually scared of dying because this guy apparently has an attack that's literally inescapable. Okay, so far no damage. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Dude, I can't hit it. What's going on? Dude, what's going on? Oh my god, go, 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 go. Okay, that was a miracle I survived that. Bro, it took literally half of my armor's durability. Dude, I was completely defenseless. So I guess that's the new strongest dinosaur in our zoo. Now I've already recreated the swamp and mangrove swamp. So this time I'll build my own custom biome representing the tropical floodplains. And I think it looks pretty accurate with all the tall ferns and lily pads. The next dinosaur I want to capture is really unique. So let's quickly find a river and look for the Diplodocus with its characteristic boomerang-shaped head. According to some scientists, the shape of the head created lift, helping the Diplodocus ascend and descend in the water. Is that what I think it is? Let's go, that's the Diplodocus. Its tail is literally longer than its whole body. I think I've lost it. Never mind, never mind. Okay, this totally looks like an alien. Now, I don't really expect much of you, but now let's test the damage. Oh, look at it. Yeah, it's basically harmless. I'll name you Boomerang, and yoink. The enclosure for the Diplodocus will feature a deep river with some gravel, sand, and clay at the bottom. And as it turns out, these guys went into estivation, which is a form of hibernation. So I'll also make a small hole where it can hide in with a bit of food inside for whenever it wants to hibernate. But the weird dinosaurs don't end there, because now I want to find a dino with a little helmet on its head, the Pachycephalosaurus. It is possible that these guys use their iconic dome-shaped heads to ram into each other, but what is confirmed is their huge skull, being almost 10 inches thick. What is that rock? It's just floating in the sky with some iron ore. And there's another one. As always, Minecraft's breaking the laws of physics. Pachycephalosaurus lived in subtropical coastal plains, which brings us to the sparse jungle biome. There is the biome, and that's the dinosaur. Look at their bright orange head. But I'm really interested if they actually use their heads to attack, and there's only one way to find out. Oh, they do! Oh, okay, it does a lot of damage. Let's collect some jungle wood and leaves, which I'll use to build its enclosure. With Pachycephalosaurus headbutting its way around the enclosure, it's time for the cutest dinosaur in today's video. So let's find the Stegosaurus. Not only are they adorable, but also pretty social, because some studies suggest that they actually formed social groups after leaving their nest. Oh, and here's the spruce forest, which is exactly the place where the Stegosaurus should spawn. Am I seeing this right? Yes, that's the Stegosaurus. Oh, look how it sleeps. Don't worry, I'll protect you. Nobody will hurt my Stegosaurus. But what is that on its tail? Dude, the big nose and flappy ears, this is so adorable. Okay, for the first time in this entire video, I will not be attacking this dinosaur. He's just way too precious. Now let's quickly decorate your enclosure. And since you're a herbivore, I'll also give you some food and plants to munch on. But the next dinosaur is the literal opposite of the Stegosaurus. The dinosaur I'm talking about is not only the size of a giraffe, but it can also fly, which makes it insanely scary. This dinosaur lived pretty much everywhere on Earth, so we're bound to find something soon. No way! I think that's it. This is the Quetzalcoatlus, and it looks pretty terrifying. Alright, watch this. And... nice. Oh my... Go, 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 go! How many times have I lost a totem in this video? Guys, please count all the totems that I popped and let me know in the comments down below, because I've genuinely lost count. But anyway, the Quetzalcoatlus is sleeping. I don't know why, but every single flying dinosaur in today's video has these goofy short legs. And I think this guy also has a tail. That's so funny. So let's quickly capture it while I can. First enclosure, I'll build a big nest for it to lay in, as well as some meat and plants all over the place. Just like that, flying giraffe is the 25th dinosaur living in our zoo. You probably recognize the next dinosaur from movies like the Jurassic Park with its huge frill and venomous spit. I'm talking about the Dilophosaurus. It's about the same height as a human and it grows very rapidly. Its famous head crests were mostly used for display and also as a form of identification between the dinos. Dilophosaurus lived in dry biomes, which is pretty rare among dinosaurs, so let's look for eroded badlands. Hey, we found them. Let's go. Yo, their crests are so colorful. It kinda matches the mesa aesthetic, to be honest. Bro, you just woke up and you already want me dead. Yo, they're fast. Oh my... yo, stupid zombie. But anyway, they are really fast. I wanted to show you a bit more about the Dilophosaurus, but since he's constantly chasing me, I don't think I can do that. So the only thing I can do right now is probably just catch him. Nice. Welcome, Milo, to our zoo. For your enclosure, I'll place some layered rock formations with terracotta, as well as some red sand and dry plants. Lastly, I'll put up a little roof right here, which he can use whenever he wants to protect himself against the sun. Now is finally time to capture the 5 most famous and iconic dinosaurs in the entire world, starting with the Allosaurus. And although it's smaller than the T-Rex, it's still one of the deadliest dinos that ever walked on our planet. With its extremely strong claws and jaws, the Allosaurus was at the top of the food chain, which means it was one of the strongest meat-eating dinosaurs and had close to 0 enemies, and we can find it in a savanna biome. Now the Allosaurus is pretty rare, so this is gonna take a bit. Alright, I've been looking for this guy for like an hour or so. Bro, when I was testing the first dinosaur, I literally found the Allosaurus in like 5 minutes. There's just no way. Oh my god. That's an abandoned village. I think this is insanely rare, especially in a savanna biome. Bro, I keep finding literally anything but the Allosaurus. No way! There it is! The Allosaurus. Oh my! I woke him up! Oh my god, I meant to break the grass. Well, now we have a bit of an issue. Okay, why is there so many mobs? Bro, help me, come on. Dude, he's just doing nothing. Look at those red eyes. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh my. Oh no. Go, 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 go. Dude, how do I keep losing totems? This is honestly becoming a meme at this point. Huh, look at that poor cow. It did not even stand a chance. To show how deadly the Allosaurus is, I'll place a lot of food, redstone, bones and skulls all over its enclosure. And that's the Allosaurus trapped. Since we're sticking with carnivores, let's track down a smaller but still extremely dangerous dinosaur, the Deinonychus. Its limbs could grasp and hold objects really well, which made it possible for it to hunt small and medium-sized dinos. Look at this. This igloo has the secret tunnel completely exposed. That's kind of funny. The Deinonychus also has a really unique technique of hunting, but before I show you that, let's go quickly find it in its tropical habitat. Hey, that's the dark forest, which is the biome we're looking for, although it's really small, but I hope we'll find at least one Deinonychus here. Oh! No way! I just walked right into it. Now normally these dinosaurs are extremely aggressive, but they're nocturnal, so because it's currently daytime, it's sleeping like a baby. But I want to show you its unique way of attacking. Okay, let's go. So this guy will try to jump on my head, okay? And normally this is inescapable. You literally cannot do anything. Oh, that's my totem. And the only way to get rid of him is by just going into lava. I'm sorry, little one, I'm sorry. So yeah, if you don't have a spare lava bucket when you're getting attacked by this dinosaur, you're pretty much already dead. But now we have to find another Deinonychus. Oh, that went quick. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now the way the Deinonychus attacks reminds me of wrestling in real life. That's why I'm gonna build a small wrestling ring in this enclosure. And I'll name you John Cena. The third last dinosaur I want to capture is the king himself, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's arguably the most famous and one of the strongest and biggest dinosaurs ever. With 40 feet in length and almost 10 feet in height, the T-Rex has extremely sharp teeth and hollow bones, which allow it to attack quickly and deal insane damage. It lived across North America in warm and humid climates, which would be the plains biome in Minecraft. And that's the T-Rex. Oh, it already wants me dead, okay? Oh, never mind, it's hunting those pigs. Yo, it's killing them in one hit. But the coolest thing is that we can actually tame and ride the T-Rex. First, we need to get this guy to 4 HP. Okay, I think I did that. Now we need to click on him with this gem. I think I did it. So now I think I tamed the T-Rex. Yeah, it doesn't attack me. And I think I can ride him using the whip. Yes, I can! Yo, that's so cool! That looks so epic. And holding the space button, we can actually do a little jump with the T-Rex, although it's pretty small. Now, since the T-Rex is pretty big and I have a spare enclosure, I'll just connect 2 of them to fit the size of this monster. In the first part, I'll build some gym equipment, which it can use to improve its strength, although its arms are pretty short, but I guess it can still do some cardio on the treadmill. In the second half, I'll recreate its natural habitat and place a couple armor stands, which it can use to practice its attacks, and it's only fitting that I name it Rex. We only have this big enclosure remaining in the middle, so now let's finally find the 2 biggest dinosaurs in today's episode, starting with the Diplodocus. With almost 80 feet in length and 13 feet in height, this is truly a beast, and its habitat is essentially semi-arid coast, which means a place that is usually dry with only a little rain. Hey, there's the Diplodocus. Hello, buddy. Dude, he's so long, especially its tail. Wow. Now its extremely long tail could be used as a whip, so let's test if this is actually true. Okay. What? I literally got one out with a single punch. But before we put this guy in the enclosure, let's locate the last dinosaur on our list, the Brachiosaurus. Words cannot describe how huge this dino truly is. It should spawn near jungle biomes, but in real life, spotting a Brachiosaurus was extremely rare, so it's gonna take a bit. Okay, that's the first jungle biome. No Brachiosaurus here. Jungle number 2. This one is empty too. Number 3, still nothing. Yes! This took me like 2 hours. Finally! Dude, I'm even smaller than the first part of its leg. Its tail is a bit smaller in comparison to the Diplodocus, but overall it's way bigger. Also a fun fact, these guys are so extremely gigantic that they are not afraid of any other dinosaur, even the T-Rex. Alright, I'm holding 2 totems in my hands, and let's see if I will survive this. Okay. Alright, that was half my health. So yeah, in fully maxed out netherite armor, this guy can practically kill me in like 2 hits. And what happens when I hit it without my chest plate? Yep, I die. Now let's bring both of the dinosaurs to our zoo and finish the last enclosure. And boom! Let's put you guys both in the enclosure, name this one Diplo and this one Brachio, and the dinosaur zoo is complete. I learned a ton of new things in this video and I hope you did too. So subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. See ya in the next episode.